Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Leanna and today I'm just going to have another chat with you. There's a couple things I want to talk about sort of all over the place. Number one, hot deals on Poshmark. This is something they did announce, I believe, at Poshfest, and really all it is a banner added to a listing that I believe meets the criteria of a low price. So when you are listing and that new pop-up comes up, it has the estimated sale price and it has the hot deal price. If you list it for the hot deal price, you get that banner on your listing. That's what I believe is happening. It's not a bad thing. It's supposed to be bringing eyes to your item because it's got a nice big banner on it. It's not big, it's not taken away from your photo, but it says hot deal, and I think that's something to encourage people to look at that listing and to hopefully buy it for that price. Yes, the price is a little bit lower than the average sale price, so is it worth it? I don't know. I know there are some of my listings that have it and they're older listings. I don't necessarily go for a hot deal price right away on a new listing because I want to make the most that I possibly can. But at the end of the day, I still think it's a good idea. I don't think it takes away from anything. It's something good for us. I think it's something that encourages buying. So, hot deals, they're trying it out. We'll see what happens. So far, so good. I don't think there's a problem with it, so we'll see what happens. Number two, I think I'm going to talk about thrift stores pricing. Because people go into the groups, into the Facebook groups or on Instagram, and they're always complaining about thrift store pricing and how dare they and how do they expect us, us to pay that amount of money. So a couple of things. Number one, thrift stores don't owe you a living. Period. Period, period, period. They don't owe you a living. They can price their items at whatever they want, regardless of whether they got them for free or not. I have received inventory for free and I price it at market value. Now, I may take a lower offer on that because I have more wiggle room because I have no cost of goods. But I always put it at market value because I want to make the most I possibly can. I don't know what it's like in the United States, so I can only speak to what is here in Canada, specifically in my province of Ontario. Thrift stores, if they are a for-profit store, have to tell us that. They cannot say that they are a charity-based store. It is illegal here. So when I go into our local Value Village, I believe there's a sign at the front, and I also know that over the PA system, where the music is, they tell us we are a for-profit store. However, there are ways that you can use them for fundraising as well, so I'm not sure what that entails, but they do not provide to a charity. And they have to tell you that. That is just the law here especially here in Ontario. I can't speak for the rest of Canada, but here in Ontario they have to tell us. So if your thrift store is a for charity store, like Missions for Bibles, the Mission Thrift Store, they have their own charities. Goodwill actually has programs that they fund, and I've actually used their programs, so I'm very thankful for that. So they have programs that they want to fund, therefore they want to make as much money as possible so that they can fund these charities or these programs. So my idea is, if you do not like the pricing of a thrift store, stop going there. Because you know what? If enough people do not spend their money, they won't be making the money, so they'll have to change something, and chances are they'll change their prices. Another reason I'm talking about this is because I went into our local Goodwill this week. I had about a half an hour between shifts at work, and I went in just because I haven't been in months. My thrifting this year has been totally out of whack because of my broken ankle and that. So I haven't been into Goodwill for a long time. So I went in because I had some time, and their prices were, whoa, like, oh my gosh, they had Walmart brands for like $9 for a t-shirt, and I'm like, I can go to the store and probably get a very similar t-shirt brand new for $10. So why would I pay $9 for this shirt? I went around the store for a little bit and I did look. I walked out without anything. I didn't buy anything from that store. And because in my head I'm thinking, well, you know what? Maybe on the weekend I'll go to Talese, which is here for us in this town, is the outlet store. There's nothing over $10. So that same t-shirt would only have been $5 or $6 at Talese. And I mean, I'm not buying Walmart brands at the thrift store anyway, but at my Talese, it's by category, not by brand, which is much better in my opinion. So I am changing my favorite stores all the time. Once in a while, the Goodwill will do a sale, and I would definitely go, and because they get good brands. So find the stores that work for you. Visit stores again. Like, don't go into them for a while. Go back in and see if they have changed their prices. But at the end of the day, it's your responsibility as the business owner to find the cost of goods that work best for your business model. And you know what? The thrift stores aren't there for you to make money. They're there for themselves to make money and to provide the service of, yeah, you know what? I want to buy secondhand. I want to save the environment. I want to, when I was a single mother, I could not afford a lot of things. So you know what? I had to do thrift store shopping because that's the only way that I could, clothe my children for the most part. So the next time you go into your thrift stores, yeah, check their prices, but remember that they're funding programs, they're funding charities. And some of them, yeah, they're actually making money for themselves. But they're also providing employment for local people. So that's always a good thing as well. That is just a little aside there because I'm getting tired of people complaining. And you know what? The rate now with the way the world is, there's been a lot of complaining, a lot of negativity out there. And I know it's hard. I know it's really, really hard. But you know what? Sometimes you have to take that step back and look at things a little more logically and figure out, yeah, you know what, they can charge their prices because you know what, if I got things for free, I'm charging market price as well. All right, so quick question for the Canadians that watch. When you contact Poshmark support in Canada, from Poshmark Canada, does your support question go to Poshmark US? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm trying to connect with Poshmark Canada, and for some reason I just can't find the right way to do it. I don't know what I'm doing. If you have an email for Poshmark Support Canada, let me know what it is. I mean, do I just say Poshmark Support Canada? I don't know. Let me know because I do have a specific question for Poshmark Canada, and it keeps booting me over to Posh US. So if anybody knows, please let me know in the comments. I would greatly appreciate that. So how are things going right now? Sales are a little down there. I did okay last weekend. For some reason, my weekends have been pretty good. This week I did a couple of sales over the week. So far it's Saturday, I haven't gotten anything yet. Let me check. Nope, nothing so far. And that's okay. It happens. However, I'm not going to blame Poshmark. I'm not going to say they're hiding in my closet. I have not really been listing this week. I have been sharing manually and with my automation, and I've been relisting as well manually because I'm having issues with my relisting, even on, like with Poshmark, because I'll go into a listing, go to, copy the listing and it won't let me. And there's only a certain few that it happens with. It's really weird. So I've been relisting manually because it's just the glitch is happening and PrimeLister is finding the same thing. So I've been doing that. I have not been listing though. I haven't taken pictures. So everything that I was in the haul that I said, yeah, it's going to be listed. Yeah, it's not. It's not even photographed yet, except for the shoes. The shoes are listed. I have to get back into routine. I don't know what happened this week. I know it was a short week, so the long weekend kind of threw me off. And then I did pick up an extra shift on Thursday. But this coming week, I'm actually doing an extra shift every single day. So I need to get really down to brass tacks and figure out the new reality. What would be the new routine? So I know this weekend I will be steaming and photographing a little bit for sure. And then I think Monday, do my morning shift, come home and get right into photographing and then go and do the rest of my day. So hopefully that will help my sales because Poshmark does tell us we have to be active, we have to be listing, we have to be sharing, we have to do whatever. And I just fell off the wagon with that. I'm hoping that once I really get into the routine that sales will pick up, especially with it being Q4. Not that my Q4s have ever been my best months. My best months are usually sometime in the first 6 months of the year, and that's usually maybe February, March, April type of thing. That's historically when I do make more money. I don't know. I'm an anomaly. I don't know what happens, but we'll see. Being consistent is very, very important when you're in this business. You need to have your listings going up, your sales going out, your offers going out, and all that good stuff in life. I am running a bundle sale this weekend just to see. I don't know how that's going to work, if it works at all, but you know what? I'm willing to try things. And I think that's what you have to do. Don't always blame the platform. It's not sometimes their fault. Like this past week, I know it's me. I've not been doing things that I should be doing. So make sure you're doing the right stuff. Change things up a little bit. Try a sale. Do all that good stuff, and hopefully things will improve, right? But yeah, that's about it for today. Just a little chitty chat. Chitty chat? Anyway, I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. I am going to go make some cookies, and Paul and I are going to play a game later this afternoon, maybe some crib, or I don't know. We're going to play a game, spend some time together. So I hope everybody else has a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.